Hello and Happy New Year from the TrailManners podcast. We're here with Singletrack Session number 121. Or 120.
Or 120.
I'm going to go 120.
Yeah.
So we do 120? Yeah, we'll start that. Well, so this is 120. Either way, it's the first Singletrack Session. It is 120. Singletrack Session of 2019. So, Happy New Year, everybody. So we'll hope everybody had a great Christmas. Like we said, we took a week off and kind of enjoyed the holidays, I guess. You did a lot of skiing, probably.
Yeah, I tried to.
Yeah, a little snowboarding.
Yep.
Did you get anything fun for Christmas?
Got a new pair of Blundstones.
Did you?
Boots, yeah.
Nice.
That's all I really wanted.
Really?
Yeah.
I got the Atari 2600 playback.
Nice.
It's like sitting right over there. It has like 110 games on it. Asteroids, Frogger.
Wow, you even got the little controllers.
Yep. It's
those are the best.
That was fun. So I got that from Aspen for Christmas. That was probably I got lots of beer.
That the console wasn't always that small. The Atari was. It was a lot bigger, right?
It was a lot bigger and a lot heavier. That thing weighs nothing, and there's 110 games packed on that.
That's amazing.
Somehow. I don't know how they do all that fancy stuff. But,
right.
Yeah, pretty simple, just like I like. So played a little bit of Asteroids,
right.
A little bit of Frogger.
Yep.
So that was pretty fun. And let's see, what else do we have? The new year came in, so we are officially in 2019. So that's kind of fun. And something is wrong with my dog, so you have to bear with me. We went out this morning to take him out, which after taking him out last night, as cold as it's been, I want to teach him how to use a toilet, I think, because it's super cold. But he smelled something this morning, and it scared him. Like he wouldn't come to me or nothing. So I don't know what his deal is.
Mountain lion.
Something. And he was like, I'm like, come on. He wouldn't even come near me. I'm like, oh, great. Now my dog's messed up. Started the new year off. He's all jacked up.
It's all needy.
So he is more needy, if that's even possible. So the New Year's here, and we kicked off our year with episode 130 with the podcast itself with Scott Jaime. That was a lot of fun. A little update since you've all listened to that one, hopefully by now. So he went down to do Across the Years.
Right.
He's never done one of those events before. He did the 48-hour.
Oh.
He did 174 miles.
That's amazing.
So his goal was 200.
Right.
So he didn't hit his goal. But it was his first time doing the monotonous loop
circle
thing.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm going to give him a little bit of a break on that.
Right.
It's a little bit different than hard rock, is what I'm guessing, between elevation and speed.
Right.
And then for those of you that didn't listen, you need to go back and listen because he's going for his 50th birthday. The big news from the podcast: 3 FKTs all at once. He's going for the unsupported Colorado Trail. Denver to Durango.
Right.
Flipping around doing the supported Durango to Denver. So there's 2.
Right.
And then no one's ever done the yo-yo. So that's 3. So that's going to be an interesting follow with Scott.
How's he going to get that much time off from work? How long do you think that's going to take him?
Well, the record he has to get on the unsupported is right around, I think, 9 days, if I remember right. Unsupported, he wants to go under 8. Because he has to. It's like 8 in very few hours. Wow. But he thinks he can do it. So just in those 2 FKTs, that's 17 to 18 days.
Right.
Now, he did say once he hits Durango, he can stay as long as he wants, right?
Oh.
Because no one's ever done the yo-yo,
yeah.
but it does count towards the overall yo-yo. So if he stays 4 days, he's got to add that 4 days of non-movement onto his FKT for his round trip. So it's minimum going to be 18 days. I mean, very, very minimum. And after that, it could stretch depending on how long he wants to spend in Durango, drinking beer, eating burgers, gaining a couple more pounds. I don't know.
Goodness.
So that's his goal for his 50th. And of course, we're going to wish him luck and hope that goes well for him. But go back and listen to that one. That was a lot of fun. We had him on when we were reminiscing. We had him on episode 1, which we launched in 2015.
That's a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so it was a little while ago. So it was a lot of fun. Brought back a little bit of the lightning round, which turned out to be fun as well. So we have a contest entry announcement for our 6 hours of Malins, as we talked about. We had an entry for that. We're giving away. So Jason K. Child was the winner of that.
Oh, he'll be happy.
So Jason, if you plan on running, reach out to me, Manners, at TrailManners.com, and we will get you all set up to register for 6 hours of mail-ins, your choice of start time. So congratulations, and hope to see you there. I'm getting nervous. That's like a month away. And
Is it?
Yeah, it's February 9th, so we're like a month and a week.
That's coming up fast.
And if I get one trip in, I'll be pretty psyched and just hang out, I think, because it's getting too close.
Right.
Speaking of getting close, what's happening? It's just the first of the year, but golden ticket races are about to begin. So
what have we got? Bandera.
Yep. So race season's back in full swing.
Oh,
so
seems like we just
ended, right?
Started the off season.
I know. Yep. But nope. Bandera is coming up this coming weekend, I believe.
Wow.
And there's 2 golden tickets each for male and female on that one. The name list is. I don't know. I looked at it the best I could, and again, we're no experts. There's so many new people getting into running, plus all the ones that are already in the race. But on the women's side, there's a handful of names. Some names you might recognize: Pam Smith, Casey Lichtig. She's doing that, and there's a handful of others as well that have a pretty stout resume. I'd like to see if this is as deep as it has been in the past, though. Because the names aren't popping out to me, with the starters, because the names aren't popping out like they have in years past to me, right? Like sometimes you'll see a name like there's more quote unquote Casey type names and Pam Smith type names. On the men's side, again, some fast runners that have some fast times at 50Ks and 100 milers. Chris Danucci's in there, Ryan Kaiser, Chris Mocco. After that, it's not like you have that Cocacino pull, right?
Sure.
And I will say it like that for the remainder of my time, so don't correct me anymore. But there's a lot of runners with some stout backgrounds, but just again, it's just not the hello. It's going to be a tight.
This is going to be the year of the unknowns.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. There are going to be some names coming in that maybe you're not used to hearing, because there's some names I'm not.
I think we're due for a big breakout from somebody we don't know about.
Well, last year, so there's the 100-mile from Rocky Raccoon. He did the 100 miles in 14:52, right?
Yeah. Ronnie
Delzer. Yeah. So he's not necessarily a household name all over the U.S. Where he's from, I'm sure he is, and in certain circles. But
he needs to pick it up, because I want to call him the Doze.
The Doze.
Yeah.
Ronnie Delzer.
Our Doze.
Will be the Doze. But yeah, so we're ready for 2018. It's the golden ticket stuff. See, I'm already behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2019. So the Bandera, it's 100K. Get automatic entry, and I think it's going to be, like Joel said, this will be an interesting year for that. I think we're already loaded at the start line, right? Between returning runners, things like that, and the people that got the
only
bids
reason
from sponsors.
That we maybe not have a breakout year is because so many people are probably gunning for that qualifying time for the Olympics. I'm going to make a prediction right now.
Okay.
I bet you Jim Walmsley is going to make the Olympic team.
Do you? I think
not
we'll see him.
Just the time, but the team itself.
You think he'll be in the Olympics?
I think he will.
Wouldn't that be kind of cool, though, seeing an ultra runner being on TV in the Olympics?
That would be cool.
That would be really cool. I wonder if
that's my prediction.
I wonder if they'd let him wear like one of his Cowboys hoodies over his U.S. jersey before he takes the
That would be pretty cool to see him wearing that.
Wearing his Western States buckle at his press conference.
He needs to race with that.
That would be awesome, man.
It's not part of the Team USA uniform, but it would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool, though, to see that. I'm all for it. I think that'd be awesome.
I think Hayden will make the qualifying time.
Do you?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not following as much. Is he going for it too, you think?
Yeah, I think that I saw his race schedule. He had it somewhere later in the year. He was going to try to make the qualifying time.
Well, do you know what that is for those guys?
Something fast.
Something
stupid.
Super fast.
You can qualify either in the half marathon, if you run a really fast time in the half marathon, or you can qualify with a marathon.
Okay, so I'm not a road runner.
Yeah.
I've never been a road runner, but I guess I get confused when you can qualify for the Olympics in a half marathon time. And I'm only saying that because I come from the trail side, right? So a half.
I think if it's ridiculously fast, they just assume that they can extrapolate that person can go, up to the marathon and still compete.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. If you make the half marathon time, you just get invited to camp, right? or
you get
something.
Invited to the race that then
Put you in.
Okay,
so you still have to perform.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You still have to go run a full marathon and be top, I don't know, 2 or 3, I guess.
Wow.
And then you can be top 5 and be an alternate.
Wow.
I don't know the full details on that, but I can see the draw of doing a half marathon as you're qualifying, because then you're not going to beat the hell out of yourself.
Yeah, it's true. That's very true. So you can taper up.
Yeah, that's what Walmsley's going to do. I mean, if he hits that qualifying time, which is either this month or next month, and then he tapers up to 100-miler pretty quick, I think.
Man, I don't know. That'll be cool. I'm with Joel. That'd give me goose pimples. Yeah, seeing an ultra runner in the Olympics.
Right.
in the race.
That would shut up a lot of those people on Let'sRun.com.
Yeah, that think the ultra runners don't run.
Right.
But that'd be really cool. We need to shoot for some curling. We need to get into that. Get some ultra runners in the curling team.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Cornhole. I've seen that there's an actual cornhole national championship.
Is there?
Yeah.
Are they pushing to get in the Olympics
too? It's been on the ESPN lately.
Are they going to push in for the Olympics?
Probably.
Cornhole Olympics. I don't know. That might be taking it a step backwards. The Bandera's going on with more races just coming around the corner. So it's race season, folks. If you didn't notice, there'll be a couple quick things adding with the TrailManners stuff for 2019. It's on Mondays. We call it the drop bag, where we just let you know what's coming up. So yesterday we put Jaime is going to be on Tuesday. Just give you an idea of what's coming up for the week, so you can kind of have a head start on that. And the other thing I want to do this year on the website more, I've talked to a few people to do a couple guest columns for fun, and then just do some old school writing posts, like blog almost posts, right?
Right.
So it'd have some different things, super easy stuff to throw on there to change it up for 2019, obviously as well as a podcast. But speaking of throwing things on there, did you see when axe throwing the other day?
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Was it?
Again, yeah. Had a really fun group, and I had a super good ab workout the entire evening.
Right.
It was such a good group of people, and we just laughed the entire time.
Good.
And no one got hurt, which is always a good thing when you're coming away from axe throwing.
Yes.
In fact, we were posing for the final picture. They take your picture at the end. And the guy says, "Okay, stop." He says, "The only injuries we've ever had here are from the picture."
Yep.
Where people will raise their axe. He goes, one guy raised his axe and cut his buddy's neck. And I'm laying down under everybody.
Somebody
and I'm
just
looking
let
up,
that
and
swing down.
there's 6 axes right above me. I'm like, I'm going to move positions after the first photo. That doesn't seem safe. So,
right.
If you have a chance to go axe throwing, do it. They have leagues too. And after it's over, the girl taking money goes, "You should come join our league." Yeah. I'm like, I don't think so.
That's going to be the next Olympic event.
That would be awesome.
Right?
Holy cow.
They've already got those competitions, those lumberjack competitions.
They'd have to
those
have
guys are a real deal, though.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I won our tournament, and I suck. And there was 2 kids right next to us. I'll call them kids. They were chucking one-handed, they were teaching us to do two-handed. They were doing one-handed, just bullseyeing it consistently with some power.
Yeah.
It would stick in the wall for sure.
Right. You hear that solid thunk.
Yep. And it was we kept watching, show offs, But I think we talked Jim into building one in his barn.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty easy.
Right.
It's just wood and axes. So maybe Jim can do that on the side. Buffalo Run Adventures, axe throwing.
Diversify your revenue stream.
That's what you got to do these days, because we've talked about it. The running market is getting saturated.
Oh gosh,
if you have another part of your market, your brand, it's how you bring it in.
Right.
Maybe start of the Buffalo Run. That's what you have to do. Turn Spartanish, throw an axe, then you go. Right.
Yeah.
You get an axe throw from 10 paces, and you get to cut that much time off your finish time.
Oh, I like that.
I like that. Yeah, it's not bad. That was a lot of fun. What else we got going on? We got quite a few Ask TrailManners questions. We've got our Strava. We've got our Woody Footy. So we'll start with, let's go into Strava. It's been pretty, even though we took a week off, there wasn't a lot going on. But Strava distance across the years, that's still going on for some distances. Mm-hmm. There's the 24, the 48, the 6-day.
Right.
And let's regress. Let's congratulate Davey Crockett on his 100th 100-mile finish.
That's impressive.
That's a lot.
It is.
And he took a picture of like a lot of his buckles and stuff. And
Yeah.
it kind of puts it into perspective even more, right? When you see all that. So he was down at Across the Years. But for distance this last week, it was an Across the Years runner that did the distance. It was 169.5, John Marashek. Total run time, Tim Bade, 45:11, and he was second in distance. And climbing goes to Trevor Fuchs, 21.663.
Nice.
I know he took a lot of trips up Malin's this past week. Hurt is right around the corner for
Seems
those
like
fellas.
Huh?
Yeah, they only got a couple weeks, so
right.
I don't know how many more getting up they're going to be doing before they have to kind of take it easy and go have some Mai Tais.
Well, I hope they've been sitting in the sauna, too.
Yeah, for sure. God, especially last couple days has been bone-chilling cold. Just walking outside, walking my dog out, boy, that is pretty stingy. All right, what do we got? Here's some Woody Footy action. There's a really cool one. It was a video, but it was, let me find it because I don't want to forget it because it was super cool. I think it was from Canada. It was Steve Page. He was holding like this little lid. It looked like some type of lid with food, and birds kept landing on his lid eating this food. It's pretty cool just because he's in the wild. It wasn't like he was at some aviary or anything, so that was pretty cool. Simon had a good one. He was back out on the coastal track,
right?
So hopefully he's finding that mojo he's been searching for. I gotta tip my beanie to Missy Jackson. She's been posting a lot lately, and wearing her green TrailManners beanie.
Notice that it might be in the 60s down there in Southern California. That's why she's wearing it a bunch.
And tagging us on those, so thank you for that. Our friend Megan Martinez looks like she's in the Pacific Northwest hanging out.
A lot of the people have been up there running on that track around the pre-track.
In Corvallis. Hayward Field.
Around Hayward, yeah.
Yep. But yeah, she's been up there. What do we got? She had some good ones. I went on a run with Curtis Thompson, our friend, and ran into Brad Wojciechowski on the trail, and he was the only guy in shorts. The three had pants on.
Right.
And after I was running, when I got there, I realized, I shouldn't have worn pants today.
Yeah.
It intimidated me.
I've done that a couple times.
And
recently, I'm like, I could have gotten away with just shorts.
Yeah. And Brad was the only full-on man on that one, and he had his shorts on. But he had a TrailManners shirt on. He was out there. But our winner this week, we had some good ones, though, folks. I mean, this was a really good week for photos. But the winner this week, Scott Hansen's is pretty cool, though, Bonneville Shoreline Ogden. But we're going to go with something warm to keep us nice and toasty here in our freezing cold. It goes to Justin Robbins. Justin took a picture in Kauai, Hawaii. So, Justin, if you want to message me, manners@trailmanners.com, we'll go ahead and get that out to you. I believe he's Utah, actually. I didn't know the name, but he's from St. George. But great shot down in over across the water in Kauai. All right, so we do have a few Ask TrailManners questions, but before we tackle those, I just want to throw out there again, it is the first of the year. I know races are opening up left and right, probably more than ever.
Right.
But please don't forget about the Ogden Trail Running Festival, May 3rd and 4th in 2019. We want to really bring the numbers out this year, so get online, register, help support the event, and TrailManners obviously will be there to bring in, just a fun event and a good time, so you're not going to miss out. Head on over to our website or to Ultra sign up and look for the Gib Wallace race at the Ogden Trail Running Festival. We'll have more information to announce as we get close. We're working diligently with Amer Sport Factory Outlet, which is our title sponsor along with Solomon, to make that a huge success once again. So without further delay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 questions.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, we took a week off, and I think people went a little crazy. Okay, so this is the first one. It says, I took your advice and got my wife to listen to the Christmas gift show.
Oh, nice.
She nailed it. Thanks to you both.
Right.
He says, got me 2 new Path Project shirts, and a hoodie. This stuff seriously is the best.
It is comfy.
Got hooked up with a pair of Stance running socks,
Ooh, yeah.
Squirrel's nut butter,
yes.
the Patagonia Airshed pullover, and the Petzl Bindi headlamp.
Oh, man.
He says, I counted 9 of my 14 things were from your podcast. Thanks again, fellas. Seriously, I got hooked up and will be returning nothing! !
Oh, good.
Next this is the question. This is from Ben from Idaho. Here's the question. Of what I got out of my 9 gifts, what was the one thing I still need?
We never mentioned trekking poles.
Yeah, we didn't.
Not really. I don't think we mentioned trekking poles.
No.
There was a couple things that we were like, we should have mentioned that afterwards. I can't remember. A waist light.
Yep, that comes up in a little bit.
Yeah, a waist light would be good. Somebody was asking me about that the other day, and I was like, definitely the Ultra Aspire, the 600 lumen. You got to have that. So he's from Idaho. Bear spray.
Oh, good one.
Bear spray?
Yeah, that would be we should have had that one on there.
Yeah, fresh can bear spray, not used.
Those are, you don't know when they're used, right? What you got left in there.
Yeah.
What kind of power?
What about, like, for camping, like car camping stuff? What would be good? A French press.
That's what I say. The one thing I didn't get that I really want is
if he drinks coffee. We don't
French
know
press.
If he drinks coffee or not. Something like that. Something that's going to help your morning flow a little bit smoother before you go out for your run or your race while you're camping.
A lot of morning flows.
Yeah, something like that.
Because that's what I still need is a good quality French press.
Yeah.
Like the metal ones, not the glass ones for
the metal
traveling.
ones are nice.
You have the one that you took that's like old.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
We got back in 2001.
Yeah, and you can't find them like that because I've been looking like that one that you brought because it worked so well when we were in St. George last year.
Maybe you need to go. We got ours at Teton Mountaineering.
Okay.
You need to go up to Jackson.
Get a French press.
Get a French press.
Head home.
Yeah.
Shopping. I'm done.
You can stop by the brew pub and
Stio.
Get some. Stop by Stio, the brew pub. Yeah.
Stop by Grant's.
Yeah.
Meet his fiance. That was from Ben. So Ben, you got a haul, Ben. I'm jealous. That is a sweet, sweet haul that you got there. All right, next one is Tracy from Wyoming, and I apologize before we start because I don't know on this one the gender, which I don't know when I ask the question. You'll be probably better to answer this one than me.
All right.
But I don't know. It just says, give me the inside scoop. Were there any good updates to the Speed Goat for version 3? They seem to have beat other shoes to the market.
Right.
Should I try them or wait for something else? I like the 2s, but they were a little bit tight. From Tracy from Wyoming.
I don't think that they've gotten any wider from what I've read.
Do you know if they updated them?
They updated the upper a little bit.
Did they?
I think that's.
I know the colors are cool.
Yeah, the colors are really good. Last year's colors were good too, but this year's like even better. From what I've read is that they've updated the upper a little bit more.
Okay.
But that's it. They've kept it pretty much the same. It's not as wide as I would like to see it. Just a couple mil wider.
I would too.
Oh, so ideal.
I think I'd go with it if that was what they could do to it.
I think you go with it and you try to find yourself a shoe stretcher, one of those old school wooden ones where you crank.
Oh yeah.
And then you can just make it that 2 or 3 mil wider that you need it.
So let me ask you this: you've worn them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So does it bug your arch? Because it seems like when I put one on last year, the arch felt weird.
Not at all.
So it doesn't. Okay, maybe it was. I was thinking something else, but it felt like the arch on those, for me anyway, felt a little weird,
a little rubby.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like high or pushed too far back to where it just kind of. And again, it's my foot based upon the
Carl's
whole
foot.
shoe. Yeah, exactly. It's like Carl, damn it.
Yeah.
Have to walk through water barefoot next to him and put our footprints down.
Yeah, I think you go for it and then you try to find yourself a shoe stretcher and stretch it out a touch. Because that's all it needs is a smidge.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
In fact, so here's this. So hopefully that helps, Tracy.
Yeah.
But
Go for it.
Here on top of that, I was talking to Curtis Thompson. We were on a run yesterday, and he's a wearer for Hoka. He tests their shoes.
He's a tester.
Yeah. So he had a pair that he was wearing that never came out. It's like, these are my favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, that's not helping me none.
No, not at all.
We had an interesting conversation though, because I did, hate to bring it up.
You're lamenting the fact that Pearl Izumi is still
not helping us out anymore. But I remember back in the day when I was dealing and working with Pearl on apparel and shoes, as they were really good at having people like our team, Scott Jaime, Nick Clark, Darcy, PQ, everybody test stuff, but then they would throw me a bone and a couple other people, and they would want our opinion. And their whole thought was, well, we're not looking just for the elite runners because that's such a minute piece of the pie, right? It's like more people like you and you. Do you, and I don't know if this is even answerable, but is there companies out there that you think still probably test too much on their elite athletes? I mean, again, we would have some complete basis of verifying it, but I just think these companies that send stuff out, probably would be
They're
one.
top-end shoes.
Yeah.
Are for elite athletes only.
Yeah. It's just, I think companies, and I'm sure a lot do, I mean, there's so many out there, but it just seems like if you look more towards these quote-unquote ambassador-type runners for product feedback.
Yeah.
But I know it gets difficult because in shoes, they could only, to do sample sizes, it was like size 9, right? That was like, if you were a 9, they would pretty much say, hey, try them out.
Yeah, here you go.
But, I would never test a shoe because, we're not going to spend $40,000 for a size 11.5.
Right.
So you can tell us you like it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting conversation because I have run across some products where I'm like, that has no function for me, right? Or, man, I'm glad your extra larges are for petite. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're not really, and I think Ultraspire, I know dealing with them, I know they've done pretty well with taking feedback from others.
Yeah.
But it was just an interesting conversation that we had because I know like Hoka would do that with Curtis, and was pretty, and he doesn't run as much, he was saying, as he used to, but they still send him to test. I'm like, well, you're probably because you're, we know Curtis.
I think he's very thorough with his response.
Yep, thorough, honest. Mm-hmm. He doesn't take it for granted. Like when he gets something to test, right? They do it, right? I think that's the best thing to do. So, anyway, neither here nor there. All right, here we go. This is from Kevin from Florida. Happy New Year, fellas, and hello from Florida. I am ready to get a new raced vest for 2019. What do you guys recommend? And are there any new ones coming out I should know about?
There's some new ones coming out.
There are.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't have it handy, but the new Trail Runner magazine had a review of some new ones coming out.
I saw that.
You know what? I'm going to see if I can reach and grab it. I think it's right over here on my computer desk.
It didn't look like any of them were like crazy new. Like there were some from like Raid Light and some of those brands that we don't talk about all the time.
And the thing that caught my eye, right? So it didn't have anything from Ultimate Direction. Right, and so here's the deal.
That one's going to be, I think, a real big seller because it looks like it's going to be mid-year when that's released.
Okay.
And same with that Patagonia vest.
That's what I was going to say.
So those are the two that I think that you really need to keep your eye on because everything else, and if we're just basing it off of the Trail Runner magazine ones, is that connector, that chest connector, is so limiting. It doesn't expand as you breathe. It's like they keep using that same material,
it's
right?
Stiff, where it doesn't.
Stiff.
Where like Ultraspires has that elasticity to it. Which
Exactly.
That's why I really do like that.
And who else? Salmon uses that elastic connector. But all the other companies are still using that old school connecting.
Like the what do you call those things? The clips, almost. The plastic
it's
clip.
like just regular webbing and just clips.
So when I was looking at this, a little bit about when they do gear tests on Trail Runner magazine is you basically, it's not like they test everybody. They test the people that help with some little money.
Yeah, you got to come up with some money to get your product in there.
So it's not like, I'm not saying it's not fair because I'm sure the people that test them do a good job, but it's to get on this. So Ultraspire, the one they have in there is the Zygos 4.0,
right?
Which I like what Trail Runner magazine does. It tells you what distance everything's good for.
Right.
So the 4.0 looks amazing. Like I actually went online and started looking at Ultraspires because they have a preview. Mm-hmm. So their new handheld I'm going to go get.
Ooh, that looks good.
Yeah, with the little bungee on the back.
Loopy loop.
Yeah, that looks amazing. So I'm going to definitely go try that one out. Otherwise, it looked like Ultraspires packs that are coming out are built more for the long stuff. Like more capacity.
Right.
Not a lot of the thin, spry-ish, Chrissy Mel vest type thing. There's a new company that, I'm going to say new, but one that's not as familiar. Montaigne via Gecko, right? Mm-hmm. Theirs looks really vanilla, like what they did color-wise, everything.
Is it 3 straps?
It does, has 3 straps, and it looks like you can adjust. They have a whole bunch of these
loops.
Yeah, they have
it's like a daisy chain.
There we go. That's one I was looking for. All up, down ones, both sides,
right?
To where you can adjust where you want your webbing or your straps to come across your chest, which is kind of a cool concept.
It is.
Male and female.
Yeah.
For people that have a little more stuff in the front.
Right.
Like,
more package.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of a cool concept, but the look of it, kind of, I don't know if there's a better way to do that daisy chain look. Because I don't know, I don't know if you can snag stuff. Again, I don't have it in hand, Camelback, they made one, a women's Ultra Pro.
Right.
Which
that was well received last year.
It looks really small, which I think is like torso lengthwise, so I think that's a good idea. Raid Light, they've got one with some monster pockets in front. That Euro look where you have those like plastic
things. You can put a lot of water in there.
But I think the one thing that jumped out to me the very, very most was the Hoka 1-1 or Hoka One race vest 8-liter.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's a collaboration with Nathan.
Yeah, it's just Nathan vest.
So there's the first thing, right?
With Hoka branding.
So
nothing's changed from that Nathan vest.
I think the only thing these guys, because it's not, when you look at the vest, I mean, it looks like it's got some good pockets, it's got some good features, right? But it doesn't look like out of this world different from what's out there.
No.
Minus the price point.
It's a lot more.
$250.
That has to be a typo.
I don't know if it is or not.
I bet you it's 100.
It says men's and women's are designed differently.
Oh, my goodness.
But most of these vests in here are about the 150 range.
Right.
150, 165 for Innovate.
That North Face vest looks interesting.
Even the Ultraspire one is 175.
Yeah.
Raid Light 150, women's Camelback 120, Montane 95.
Yeah.
Hoka price $250. That's the one that I'm like, I could see it being that much though, because realistically, they were the first ones that came out with that shoe price point.
True.
Good point. The $160 shoe, and maybe
it's a Nathan vest.
But that's the thing. So Nathan says, okay, here's a vest for you.
Yeah.
You owe us X amount of dollars.
Right.
So they have to pay them that money, and then so they got to turn around and make money. So maybe it's one of those middlemen things, right? I'm gonna have to Google that because that seems steep. I think $250 for a race vest. Would you pay that?
No.
If it was if you looked at that race vest and went, God, that's amazing.
No,
would you pay that?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Because everything that's on the market now works.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This
small tweaks here and there to make improvements. Maybe some new materials are going to come out that help with breathability and durability, but everything on the market now works at that $150 price point. There's no reason to spend $250 on a vest.
I am on Hoka's website. It is $250.
That's absurd.
It is $250. There's no asterisk to say why.
Yeah.
When you look at it online, I'm not going to lie, it looks cool, right? I mean, the pockets and everything else, but I'm with Joel. There's nothing with
vest,
it.
That's the Rob Carr vest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's no.
I was surprised when I saw that. That's what I'll say.
Let's get back to the topic. For this year, 2019, I think there's 3 vests that you're really looking towards. That North Face vest you're going to see more people wearing it. Mm-hmm. The Patagonia vest when it comes out.
And that's coming, when did you say, summer?
The Patagonia one I heard was spring.
Well,
and then the Ultimate Direction, I'm not sure when that's coming out, but the looks of it looks like it's going to be a good vest to compete with everything else that's on the market right now.
Gotcha.
And some stuff from Ultraspire, don't discount them. The classic vests, they're durable. They wear. I think they wear the best for me.
Yeah.
I still want to get my hands on the Patagonia one, but
yeah, me too. Yeah, Ultraspire's always wore the best for me as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried the Solomons, I've tried a few others, and they just don't.
They don't fit as well as Ultraspire.
Ultimate Direction, to me, they've just every year's been kind of drastic. Like sometimes their materials like noisy,
right?
Stiff when it gets wet or sweaty. Last year was probably the year I was like, oh, I'm going to get one until you broke yours when you pulled it out of the trunk.
Pulled it out of the box and broke. I was like, yep, I'm never
so I was kind of nervous
again.
Yeah, so I was nervous, I'm not going to lie. But I think this year, so you mentioned Patagonia, and you've seen a prototype.
Yeah, I saw a prototype a year ago, basically.
Yeah. But I read somewhere that they're like redoing their entire trail running line, like from head to toe.
That'll be interesting.
So that's what I'm waiting for. I check their website like every other
week.
day.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, not yet. Nope, not yet.
Right.
Because it sounds like and I love their gear, but it's going to be interesting to see because we've seen it before where companies will make that change,
right?
And it's either they knock it out of the park,
right,
or it's almost like, why did you do that?
I know.
I'm never going to wear that again.
I don't think that they're going to have that problem. They're so reliable.
They're reliable, and I think they've got the gear test thing in their back pocket. They've got great athletes, but again, I think it comes back to the point of, who else is testing, right?
Right.
Because you can't you can't niche your trail running product to your elite athletes.
Right.
And I think that could be a problem. So I hope that helps, Kevin. Joel's got Patagonia, the new Ultimate Direction, and what was
that
that
North Face vest?
North Face,
looks pretty interesting.
I didn't look at that one too close. No, they've been doing vests though, so it's not like they're just.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that they can improve upon. From what I've read, is it kind of runs hot, and then they can fix the closure on the front, make that less of a.
But see, again, their strap across the chest looks bulky.
About. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it looks just bulky.
Dial that in. Sometimes that bulky strap though does help if you got a big pack on.
Yeah. It says the best feet from the running magazine. Best features, comfort and weight, distance, all distances.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a sexy debut is how they worded it.
Right. It's really only in its first iteration. So maybe wait till it comes out in the second one. What's the price point on that?
$150.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're there. They're there on that price point.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see. I'd like to anymore. I'd have to see these vests before I buy them because it's tough. Sizing, I think, is difficult.
Yes.
With some of these when you're looking at, again, bring Solomon into the mix because sometimes their stuff is more Euro sizing.
Definitely.
And then some companies you're like, yeah, I'm a bigger guy, but large floods me. So
right.
I think you got to test those out. But if there's anything else anybody else knows about or has been testing, let us know because I know there's some people out there that test stuff or see stuff before it comes out too. Joel, this is kind of what you were hitting on earlier. This is our buddy from Andrew up in from Canada, other side of the wall.
North of the wall. Yeah.
Ask TrailManners for the new year. What brand / model of waist light belts do you know of / recommend? A friend running Javelina in the fall saw runners with them on and wants to find a good one.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if 90% of those were Lumens. Right, I know Ultraspire Lumen 600s. There are some other brands coming out now.
Yeah. You have to get the 600. Don't waste your money on the 170.
No, not if you're a runner. If you want to walk in the mornings with your dog or something, the 170 will work. But if you want to go any pace for the mountains, you got to go the 600.
Yeah.
And again, it's an investment, but the price I think dropped a little bit from the first model that came out too.
Yeah, but we've had ours for a couple of years now.
Yeah, and they still run strong.
Just fine. Yeah.
And there are two. There's the one that Joel has. There's no pockets. It's just like a strap, and mine has a pocket on it. So there's just kind of two models, 600 and I think the 600S.
Something
like that. But that one, to me, and I haven't tested. I know there's a couple other brands out there, but for me, it's like this works too well. Like there's with that belt, I don't know if I'd upgrade anything. Yeah. Right? Like I don't think I'd change it. It does what it needs to do.
I know there's one on the market right now. It's pretty popular that has the individual LEDs that have like 6 LEDs across the front.
Oh, I've seen those.
And then it has the battery pack on the back.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a spaceship.
Something like that. And so I guess that reduces the bounce.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I could see that.
Having the battery pack on the back, or you can move that and wear it on your chest.
I have seen those.
Yeah.
I don't know which one
that could be a good alternative. I don't know what the name of it is. Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah.
But that looks like it's a healthy alternative to the Ultraspire.
Yeah, and mine doesn't. It's surprising for the weight of that thing. I don't think mine bounces much.
There's a minuscule bounce that you get used to very quickly.
Well, and it's a lot less bounce than wearing a headlamp, for sure, because your head's moving.
Right.
You get the natural bounce from your head on that one. So, yeah, I don't. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. I should have came more prepared. But the Ultraspire, the Lumen 600 is just. Yeah. I don't know. Like Joel says, I think we've had the first edition or second edition for at least 3 years now.
If not, longer.
If not longer, yeah. And I've just had no reason to try anything else, really.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works. And again, I don't know if there'd be, really any big changes that I would do from that. I know we have one more, so I'm trying to find it real quick. I think I forgot to put it in my notes that I carry. It was just through the email, so I'm going to find that real quick. There it is. All right. Mike from Montana. So I don't know what Mike, but I'm kind of hoping it's one of them. And
Mike Foot?
Yeah, that would be nice, but it doesn't have like a name as their email. For 2019, what race are you both looking forward to the most, whether competing or watching?
Ooh, we should do both.
Okay.
Competing and watching.
Okay. You start. Which one are you looking most to competing in?
The Bear 100.
Okay. And which one are you, and that's in September, which one are you looking most to see how it unfolds?
Oh, that's a tough one. Hard Rock, I'm a little bit excited about Hard Rock this year because I think they have a pretty legit field. It seems like. Last year, we had that drama, but there just wasn't enough like top end runners to get me really excited last year. UTMB, always excited to watch that.
Yep.
So I'm going to say those two, and then if North Face happens again next what is that, November?
Yeah.
I'm always excited to see that.
I don't know if I can change any of the watching ones.
I mean,
those are the
Western
same
states,
ones.
yeah, but you know it's going to be a strong field.
Yeah.
But I'm not like totally jazzed on it like I was last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Hard Rock for me for sure. I'm the same boat, UTMB, and then the North Face because it's a different distance.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Kind of the
right.
I think that one's becoming more of the big one here, right? Because of the distance, the names that can draw, and then how fast it can be.
It'd be nice if we had a 50K that had that draw, like it was like a spring one. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like everybody was going there. It was a big money race.
Do you remember years ago? Not the
way
money
too
side.
Cool. Was it?
Moab was it around? Cars were going,
right.
And I mean, you had some Darcy's and Chrissy's.
We need something in like March though.
Yeah.
That has money associated with it.
Jim Skaggs, you need to jump on that.
Yeah,
the Buffalo Run, the
yeah,
loop.
but I don't like the flow of that race. You know what I mean? Like the double loop. No, give me something that's I don't know, desert based or California based. Yeah,
that'd be
or
cool.
even East Coast maybe.
Yeah,
based and put a big old pot of money out there. Make it a qualifier for something. I don't know.
If you can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think for me, Hard Rock is still, I think out of all the races out there, obviously not competing in, but Hard Rock for me is still one of my favorites just because of what it brings. You never know whether, and the athletes this year, I think we've talked about this will be the deepest field for the fast people for sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's funny, if you go back and listen to the Scott Jaime podcast, I asked one of his questions. I said, how would you change the Hard Rock lottery if you could?
Right. What do you say?
He wanted a little bit bigger field, but he wanted more first-timers.
For sure.
Because he's like, I want more people to experience that race. And that was kind of interesting. He's like, you know, he understands him. It's not like he could change it, but he wanted more people running, and he's like, I don't know. Oh, and the other thing he wanted for that one is he wanted the what do you call it? Where the race director gets to pick who they want. He wanted that known.
I think that should be done.
He's like, it's every year people pretty much know.
Yeah.
But he's like, why not be transparent with it? Who cares?
Exactly.
People
your
know
race.
you're doing it. It's like you're almost making it more controversial by not announcing it
exactly.
type thing. So, I think Hard Rock for me, UTMB is always awesome because of the coverage.
Yeah.
It's so cool. You can find live feeds everywhere.
Yep.
Plus what iRunFar does, plus everybody else now. And I think it's just, to me, that race, I think more than any for me, is a coming out race for names. Like people you've never heard of, and I know a lot of it's Euro-based, but names you've never heard of have a good day.
Well, look how many Chinese runners did really well last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, I would say those for me. To compete in for me, I don't have my race schedule set, but I'm almost going with Joel on
the Bear.
The Bear.
Bear.
Because it's a race that's always eluded me for one reason or another.
Right.
Mostly because of me.
Right.
But I don't know. It's just, to me, still like the race for me. Obviously, I love bears, which has nothing to do with it, but it's in Utah
and
Idaho. It's close.
Right.
So, I think for me, it's that competing-wise. I mean, I am signed up for El Vaquero, for Beaverhead. There's a couple I'm not going to announce because I'm on the fence. But I think Bear is the one I'm most looking forward to. But saying that, I know this is, you said racing, but I'm really looking forward to doing the Teton Cirque again because I've only done that once and it totally captivated me.
Right.
And I'd just like to go into it in a little bit better shape.
Right.
But there's also a couple of destinations I'd like to do.
I'm more into that for this year.
But I think for me, I'm going to almost mirror Joel. I think the Bear. El Vaquero I'm very much looking forward to, though, just because of the people there.
Right.
But saying that, the El Vaquero now has an asterisk next to it.
Yeah.
Because Scott Jaime hasn't announced when he's going to do his FKT thing.
Oh, are you going to go help him?
Well, because he said that he's doing it he's looking at end of July, 1st of August. and he's not going to, like in the past, he's kind of just said, come on out, but when he does it, he doesn't want that.
Yeah.
Like he's not looking for fanfare, he's not looking for a movie.
Right.
And so it's almost like I was giving him crap. I'm like, so is it like a lottery? Who can come hang out with you? You know,
right?
How do you qualify?
Yeah.
So to me, that very well could be the event, just because I know he's turning 50. You know, we have such a history together, know what he's trying to accomplish. So great question, though, and a little more thinking and a longer answer probably than you were anticipating. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, there's so many good ones out there. Sun Mountain 50K is one I'm looking at now.
What time of year is that?
Mid-May.
Up in
Washington. It's one of Rain Shadow Running.
Right.
Our friend Jeff Hart, I've been talking to him because I'm like, Jeff, I got to get back to Bellingham.
Yeah.
When should I come? When's the time? And he essentially basically gave me from March until December. He's like, this is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, that didn't narrow it down much. Yeah. And then he's like, but we might have an entry to the Sun Mountain 50K. I'm
nice.
like, that'd be kind of fun. But if it's flipping for me, it's like, well, I want to go race, or do I just want to do what I did last time and explore?
I'd want to go just explore.
That's what I kind of thinking, because there's too much up there. I want to get over to Orcas,
exactly.
you know, even,
oh my
and play around over there for a minute.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So, but yeah, I think that's all the questions. We had quite a few this week for sure. Hope I didn't miss any. It's been 2 weeks, so if I didn't hit one, you know, kind of remind me on that. Other than that, I think that kind of wraps it up for our Singletrack Session, number 120. If you have any other questions, send them our way. Please, folks, don't forget about the Ogden Trail Running Festival. Let's get some people registered for that. And again, congratulations to Jason Child for the 6 hours of Malin's entry. Jason, if you can't run it, decided you can't, or whatever, please let me know either way so we can move forward with that. And Happy New Year, everybody, and thanks again for listening to TrailManners Podcast. This is Eric and Joel, and we are out.